Off the Record with Nate and Jeff. Unfiltered, unscripted, unapologetic. Welcome to Off the Record, where the conversations go deeper than the surface, and nothing is ever off limits. With your hosts, Nate, bringing wisdom, real-life experience, and that straight truth, and Jeff, bringing perspective, edge, and the questions everybody's thinking. This isn't for the cameras. This isn't for the headlines. This is Off the Record.
All right. Hey, good afternoon. This is the Nate and Jeff Off the Record. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jeff. And like I said, if this show is bad, you can blame Nate, okay? Because he's the superstar, okay? So let's make this clear before we get started. But serious up, like I say, Nate, tell the audience about yourself a little bit, brother, before we get
Okay.
started. So you go ahead and start off.
All right. So my name is Nathan Garrett. I did 20 years in the military. I am
God
married.
damn.
I joined in
God.
2006, married. I have 2 kids. I went from an E1 all the way up to a high rank in the Warrant Officer Corps, and it's been a long ride, but it's been fun. So what about you, Jeff? Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
You say it's been fun, see, because you're out. I'm still in here struggling through this stuff, okay? So I'm Jeff. Like I say, I met Nate because Nate is actually a great warrant officer. Well, he quit on me, so I'm still in here doing the suck because he's retired and free right now, enjoying life. That's why he looks so happy right now, and I look so miserable because I'm tired. I'm a warrant officer too. I'm a maintenance tech, so I actually work good with my hands sometimes. And when you get old, you lose some of that stuff. Nate messed me about my glasses all the time, but I still need glasses. But see, that's why he don't need glasses, because as soon as you get out of the military, you all happy and good
Right,
looking,
yeah.
fun and stuff. So Nate, hey, tell the audience right now, how are you doing right now since you got out?
Man, I'll tell you, it is probably one of the best feelings because for the first time, depending on how long you do, if it's a year or 20 plus years, someone has kind of dictated your every move. Hey, when you can take leave or vacation. And now I can just wake up and do what I want to do. If I want to work out, I can work out. But long story short is it's a wonderful feeling, and I did not expect the level of enjoyment that I would have once I retired
you
out
look
the
happy, man.
military.
Hey, you look motherfucking happy. I'm gonna tell
I
you that. You
am.
look happy. Your skin's glowing. You like you're pregnant.
Yeah.
I used to talk to pregnant women and say that you're glowing.
Right.
You are freaking glowing, man. That's why my skin look pale, cause I'm still here in the slave drive. So it's
Yeah.
okay, man. But like I said, you got out, right? So
Yeah.
and now that you out. What was the most difficult process of you getting out? Like day one, like you got out. Like I said, when we in, like you said, your life is structured, right?
Yeah.
They did everything for you. Now you out. How's it going?
I'll tell you, getting out is very hard. And it's hard in a sense of for the last 20 years, I've had structure. Somebody telling me when to do everything, when medical, right? I had the military medical, I had the military dental. So once I started getting out, I had to choose, hey, where do I want to get my medical at? Where do I want to get my dental? And I'll tell you, no one tells you like, hey,
No.
you have to do all these things. So, if it wasn't from one of my battle buddies who recently did the same thing, I would be struggling. So I kind of followed in his footsteps. But
Okay.
it's going to be different because again, now everything that was automatic or whatever, now you have to choose it. So like, hey, where do you want to be seen at? And then everything that was free in the military as far as medical, now I may have to pay depending on if it's something that VA can service and, VA may be backlogged. So all those things, the simple things are now hard at the beginning because I'm still setting things up. But I'm sure once I set everything up, everything will be on autopilot.
So what you mean? I should have took my pen out and start taking notes because
Yeah.
apparently, since I'm gonna come join you, okay? I'm right behind you. But so now I got to choose everything myself. So it's not like I go out there, they tell me what to do. They're like, hey, you go here. This is the best deals at. But you're a veteran, right?
Yeah.
They should tell you that, correct? Or are they giving you any good deals, or they giving you any guidance or something like that? Or they just like, hey, you know what? We good. Thank you for your service. Now get out.
So I will tell you this. Being a veteran is totally different than being active duty because
Oh no.
active duty, you do have a sense of purpose, and people
Okay.
are more willing to, I guess, kind of jump and kind of help you because they're saying, oh, this guy got to, we got to be ready for war. We have to be
Yeah.
ready for whatever, which that is not the case. But when you get out, like you're second class citizen, and I say
Whoa,
that in
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa, whoa.
respectful manner,
Well, but
but
you did.
you're
You did 20 years in the army or more. Now,
yeah,
you're not a
hey,
second class
listen,
citizen. Now, you gotta be
you
kidding me.
that whatever rank you got right now on your chest when you get out, that don't mean nothing. And I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
I was trying to get my retirement ID, and it was a hard process. One, because really, I mean, I'm a veteran. I'm not priority. If an active duty soldier come in, they're jumping right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh shit.
I'm
Dang.
honestly in the same population as a dependent or civilian. So that's something that you have to realize. No matter if you was a sergeant major, maybe if you was a '06 and above, you'll probably get a little better treatment. But
Oh,
05
oh,
and below,
oh man, you
nothing.
chief. You chief.
Man, hey, they
You
don't even
still
know what that
chief.
means.
They don't
No,
even know what I mean. And they
no,
probably call
man.
you a cadet.
Yeah.
They're
They
like,
just
damn, how
call
that
me
cadet
they
did.
just call me Mr. Garrett. That's all they
Mr.
say.
Garrett,
Yeah.
Mr. Garrett. But okay, so it's like pretty much like a second class citizen, right? But you
Yeah.
still get some of the benefits and stuff that
Yeah.
they talk about, right? So it just more you got to navigate it yourself
Yeah.
now, and versus like you said earlier, they tell you what to do and stuff like that. So okay, now I know that you're not in Virginia no more, right? So what's the best state so I can get over? That's what I want
Um,
to know. So what's the
so,
best
so,
state so I can make sure that I get all my money that the
yeah.
army owe me?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is like you want to do your research, right? So people will tell
Hmm.
you some of the military retirement friendly states, Florida,
I'm not going to
Alabama,
Florida.
Texas,
Let's
because
stop that.
they don't state
I,
tax your retirement.
I'm not going to
Um,
Florida. We're going to
hey,
cut that short.
you know.
Okay. Florida is out the cake. Okay,
You got Alabama,
Florida
you
got hurt.
got
Florida, I ain't going to Alabama neither.
yeah,
Okay,
matter of fact,
Florida got
North
hurricanes.
Carolina, I think in 2022 they stopped taxing your retirement.
Okay,
So
so no,
you just use again, it's a million resources out there. Use those resources and kind of look. But the best thing I would tell you is when you're getting out, medical is going to be important
no,
because
okay,
you need to, if possible, is once you get 100% VA, it's a lot of you get a lot of benefits as far as some states allow your kids to go to any college in the state for free. Some states, I think most states, you don't have to pay land tax.
and
Some of
Texas,
them
Texas,
waive
yeah,
your car fees. So there's a lot of benefits. But make
okay,
sure medically that you're getting all the services that you need when you're getting out, because again, the VA, I mean, I don't know the number, but I'm sure it's a lot of veterans that need support. And
yeah,
I mean, you're just one person
okay,
in that bucket, kind of like active duty, but
yeah.
you're in a smaller bucket.
But the key thing I heard you say is research, right? Because
Research, research,
that's what we
research.
fail to do.
Yes.
Okay, and that's why I'm glad we are having this conversation about research. Because like I say,
Yeah.
information changes unfortunately, like every day.
Yes, it
Like so, you
does.
say that if I get 100% right, like I said,
Yeah.
we all know you broke. Because like I said, I heard you
Yeah.
walk. I know you snap crack a pack every time I hear you walk. So that's how we
Right.
know you was coming down the hallway. But for some of us, we might think like, what if we don't get 100%? But we still have to worry about medical. Because you said medical is very important, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Extremely important. But the key thing you said, research, research,
Research.
research. Because like I
Yeah.
said, I might don't want to go to Florida because I
Yeah.
got some allergies. I know I mess people about Florida. Florida's actually a good state to go visit, but what if I got some allergies I can't do in
Right.
Florida? Or same thing about, being in the
Yeah.
South, being down in Alabama, I might have to worry about something else that, I
Yeah.
might not think about because you say medical is key to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And what I'll say
what?
is once you've made that decision or
Mhm.
someone made the decision for you that you're gonna retire, you need to start doing your
Oh,
research.
did somebody make you retire? Did
No.
your wife bully you?
No,
Hey,
I
hey,
got
hey,
medically retired, so the decision was
no,
made
no,
because
no.
medically I couldn't
If
go
your wife
anymore.
bully you, blink
Yeah.
twice, okay? We will help you out here in this atmosphere, okay? If she's in the room, I'm sorry, okay? Tell her I'm not saying this,
Nah.
okay? So don't put me in this if she beat you up, okay?
Yeah.
But
But
yes, right?
nah.
Cause you did get medically retired,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
kind of does okay. Listen, so if you get medically retired, does that speed the process up a little faster?
It does as far as your VA rating, but everything
Okay.
they can't really do anything until you actually retire. Once you
Mm,
retire, because they're working it while you're getting out, it's faster. So I already got my VA rating and got my VA letter and all that stuff. And I only retired 4 days ago. But what I will say is, make sure you take the time that you need to retire, because there's a lot of things that you have to research, from medical, from VA benefits, from where, if you want to, if you would like to work, some of the programs. So,
Okay.
everybody tell you that last year needs to be your year, and that's true, because there's so much. I mean, I had a year, and honestly, I didn't utilize my year to the best of my ability, because
Okay.
there was a lot that I thought I had figured out. And then 2 days
Mm.
before I got out, they was like, "Hey, have you did this, this, and this?" I was
Holy
like,
shit.
"Nope."
2
So,
days. Holy crap. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So artists, listen up, okay? He had a year. You got to
yeah,
do better than that. He did 2 days of fame,
yeah,
and he
I,
tried to get it done. But like
yeah,
I say, that's the key word you say. You said research, right? And then you say,
yes,
okay, so what I'm taking from this so far, I got the research.
yes,
And make sure I know exactly what I'm going to do when I'm retired, right? And
yes,
then you say the next thing, take that year for yourself. So that
yes,
because like I say, what I'm trying to do is develop a list for myself, okay? Because I'm getting out. I'm coming to join you, bro.
yeah,
Like you know how Fred Sanford said, I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. I'm
yeah.
coming to join you, Nate. I'm coming to join you, okay?
Hey, it's
So
good on this side, brother.
when I come to join you, I know first thing I do is start my research, right? And
Yeah,
then second thing, that year you said is very important because I
it's
need
it's
like, hey,
very important.
lesson learned, right? That because you used to have hair and now you
Yeah,
don't have hair because of that. So got it. And I already lost my hair, so I ain't got nothing else to lose. So I
yeah.
need to make sure I take the research. Okay.
But yeah, that year is very important. And when you hear that as a soldier,
Mm,
sometimes you be like, "Oh well, I can work through it," but you can't, because there's so many there's so many checkpoints that you need to do. And I'll tell you, so a lot of things I think you can do up to, I want to say, 30 days prior to you getting out. You need to do those at that point, like the figuring out what type of insurance you're gonna have, because you're not gonna have SGLI. They offer, the military offers, I think it's like VGI or something, but I
what
didn't
the
choose
hell?
that because it's expensive and
VGI.
it's,
VGI. You know what that sounds like? You know the
yeah.
commercial you hear late at night and they're saying, "Hey, if you were sick, let's try that VGI."
Yeah, no, don't
They
try
give
that.
you all the
But all
things say,
those things are things that you have to think about.
okay.
Yeah, when those are real things that you have to think about. And then if you have dependents or family or wife or whatever, you have to think about their care, because,
Mm,
perfect example, let's just say your child or your spouse was receiving some type of specialized service. That
okay.
service may no longer be free, so you may have to pay for that. So, I mean,
Mm,
there's a lot of things to consider. And I promise you, people are going to tell you this, and they're going to tell you several times, but if you are what they call a high speed soldier, you're still gonna be in that fight, and you're gonna be trying
yeah.
to take care of the military. But
You
you
try to
you need
work,
to,
yeah.
hey, pump your brakes and start taking care of yourself, and really start listening to those old veterans, those new veterans, the people that's going through it. So I tell you, the best thing that you can do is, if there's somebody that recently did a transition and got out, they probably have the most up to date record
They
information, and then just tap into them. And there's no bad questions, no dumb questions, because there's a lot.
whoa. They are dumb questions. Don't lie to people like that. You know you heard some dumb
No,
questions.
no,
So
I'll tell you, because my battle buddy, man, I have asked him anything like, "Man, who is your dentist?"
but
Because
see,
that's
that's
something
not a
that
dumb
I've never
question.
had to.
But see,
That's
that's not a
something I
dumb
never had
question.
to think about. But how
Okay.
many people go up to you and be like, "Hey, Jeff, who's your dentist?"
Nobody, because nobody asked.
My point exactly.
But hold up. But what? No, you said no dumb question. What if I ask you what is a dentist?
Hey, I'll be able to tell you, somebody to fix your teeth, because maybe they never had dental work,
Eh,
and then
you know
another
what?
thing.
Tell them the truth.
Yeah,
You tell them the
another
truth. Oh,
right. Another thing that you have to realize is, a lot of people have not experienced or dealt with people in the military. As common as we think that is, sometimes when I go to places, they have no idea of anything. You know what I'm saying? Army related or military related. So it's like you're teaching them.
mm,
So, as I don't know, man. I have been surprised with some of the people that I encountered when it comes to military. Like, this lady asked me, no joke. She was like, "Hey, man, I hope this isn't a dumb question, right?" She's like, I know you're retired, but if they called you, I said, listen, if they call me back, they gonna be upset. I
It
said,
be a world of
you
hurt.
know what I'm saying? I said, well, I said I've done my 20 years. I said so I don't owe the DOD my obligation anymore. I've done it. I said there is a possibility to that they
I
will
don't
recall
know.
me,
I don't know.
but
Hey,
I'm
hey,
permanently disabled, so
you
they're not
know.
gonna call me. So
Hey,
med
I
board
got.
being on a permanently
mm,
disabled list, and you'll never have to go back.
Hey, look here. I got Pete on speed dial. We'll get you back in here if you want it now. Okay,
Nah,
we can
I'm
get you
good.
back in there. So, hey, I can call him. We can get you on speed dial. Okay, I'm just saying we can get you back in if you want to get back in. So,
Nah, I'm good.
but so
Good on
so
this side.
so so I say so, like you say, so research, right?
Yeah.
You said, and then we got to make sure you start planning, get that year out, right? And then you say, understanding that most people don't understand military lingo and language and stuff like that.
No.
Because, like I said, you went to Alabama, right? Is that a
Yeah.
military town?
Yes, yes. Where I'm at, it's a very military friendly town. We have a small base here, but sometimes I find myself
Okay.
saying words like "who" or
Oh, but
"tracking,"
we say,
and and people be look like, what do you mean, sir, tracking? I be like, I that means I'm following you. So a lot of the things that I'm
mm,
so used to saying in a military environment. Outside of that, they're just looking at me like this guy is probably crazy. They probably think I
okay.
got PTSD or shell shocked or something. But you know, a lot of something that you've been doing for whatever, a year, 20
Yeah.
plus years, it becomes a part of your character, who you are. And then you just have to realize, I'm like, okay, like, yeah. Cause a lot of times I'll be like, Roger, I'm checking. And they be like, what do you mean? I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
'Cause
yeah,
But
I understand. I
that's your
understand.
vocabulary now. But that's your
Right. Yeah.
vocabulary now. So like you say, you've been doing it for 20 years. It's kind of hard to like snap and it's over like that. You know, it's gonna
Yeah.
take some time. You
Yeah.
still fresh out the box. You still brand new. You're a
Brand new.
brand new
Yeah.
civilian. You know, you're a baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and talking about a baby, we've been talking about getting out. Let's talk about when you first came in, because it's probably some people out there right
Yeah.
now thinking about, say, hey, this guy right here just did 20 hardcore years in the
Yeah.
military, okay, and now he's out. He looked great. He like a first pregnant woman, all vibing and stuff, blinking and stuff, happy and stuff, smiling every day. And then you look at old Jeff. He looked beat down, depleted. Okay, beat down, depleted. And then what made you come in 20 years ago?
To be honest, what made me come in is trouble. 20 years ago, I was in the streets like most people probably my age, doing the wrong thing,
Oh,
following
oh,
the
let,
wrong
let, let me
crowd.
correct you for my son here. This okay? He gonna say it's for the streets. Okay,
Yeah,
use for the
I
streets,
was
not
for the
not
streets,
not
I
in the
was in the
streets.
streets, I was the streets. So I really used the military as an opportunity to get away from the environment that I was in. And when I joined, I said, man, I'm doing this first reenlistment and I'm out, right? So when the first reenlistment was over, matter of fact, I was in Iraq, and my
Mm.
platoon sergeant was like, "Hey, Garrett, what are you gonna do?" And I'm like, get out." He was like, "Why?" He was like, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "Anything." He said, "Hey, we got blah blah blah." I said, "Hey, I'll state your last name." But after
Wow.
that, after you do a few, after I did my second reenlistment, I realized like, hey, because for me, and I can't speak for anybody else, the
Okay.
military was hard at times, but it was the easiest job that I had because it was very, what's the word that I'm looking for? It was what is the word that I'm looking
Structure.
for? It was structured, but I knew what to expect, right? So
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
I got to get up at 6. I know I
Mhm.
got to be to work at 9. I know we're probably gonna get off. I know we're gonna go to the field. I know we're gonna deploy, right?
Yeah.
Predictable is the word that I was looking for, right? So
Predictable. Okay.
so that
But hold
right.
on. But use a key word. Probably gonna get off. That's not
Yeah,
predictability.
yeah.
You need to
Well,
tell people about
hey,
that part. That's
you
not.
know,
You might get off sometime that
yeah.
night.
Yeah,
Okay.
right, right. But there's days where I would work hard, and then there was days where I didn't work hard, and that's something that I realized because before I came in the military, I worked at a distribution plant,
Okay.
and that's hard work. And the money that I was making, I was like, nah, this isn't it. So when I joined the military, a lot of times it's just waiting for somebody to tell you to do something or a small task. And if you are driven, you could knock these tasks out in 30 minutes, an hour, and now you're kind of done, depending on your chain of command or whoever, hey, here are your tasks for the day, and then you get out. So for me, that was kind of my decision. So once I hit 8 years, my warrant officer came up to me and said, "Hey, Garrett, what are you gonna do?" I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm about to get out again." And he said, "Well, why don't you go warrant?" And I said, "Well, I'll give it a shot." But I said, if I don't make it, I am getting
Getting
out.
out.
Right. But I'm happy that he came to me and I made that decision because, looking at, like, I joined the army when I was 23. I retired. I'm
Mm.
43 years old. I'm getting a
God damn, you
pension
old.
for the rest of my life. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, and a lot of people my age, even when I was having my retirement ceremony and all those things, people was like, "Man, you retired so young, this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, but you could have did the same thing. And the military is
Mhm.
not for everybody, but you could, 20 years, and it's not a, if any, there's not many other opportunities where you could do 20 years of service and get a pension for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But you said a key word, right? You told me why you came to the military,
Y
right? And then you say, hey, I was trying to get out of trouble. I need something to do, right? And I found something positive to do, right? So
yeah,
now that you are out in your career, I know you ain't gonna just sit at the house because that ain't your nature, right?
yeah,
So the key word you said plan. You got to have a plan, right? What is
yeah,
your plan now
yeah.
that you out and you happy and you free?
Well, one thing is spend a lot of time with my family because while I was in the military, I deployed a lot. I
Okay.
volunteered a lot, so I missed a lot out. I missed a lot of time and a lot of events that I wanted to do with my family. So my biggest thing is to really recoup that time, really spend time with my son, my daughter, and my wife. And I'm sure that's what everybody's gonna do. And then everybody
Hmm.
say, hey, after about a year, you'll probably want to jump into a job if you don't jump into one as soon as you get out. Imma be honest, I'm just probably gonna enjoy this retirement. With
Hey,
the
hey, you
pension
can
is
pick up
good.
fishing. You can pick up
Yeah,
fishing.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing everything except looking for a job. I looked for a job for 2 days, and I was like, "Yeah, this ain't for me."
Hey,
Because
but
you
you
gotta think, you haven't did a interview. I haven't did an interview, a real interview in the last 20 years. And I know what I'm capable of. So it's but again, I'm free. I don't have to worry about, hey, being to work at 8 o'clock.
so
If I don't
so hold up.
wanna
I heard what you
do
said.
that.
I heard you say. I got you. You said you need to go through a real interview. Give me a second. You ready?
No.
Okay. Okay,
Stop
Mr.
right here.
Garrett. Mr. Garrett. Tell me why you are good for this job.
I'm not. Don't hire me because 'cause Imma quit as soon as the first sign of trouble come.
He said he
Hey,
gonna
I'm
quit.
being honest.
Hey,
Don't hire
hey,
me.
you got at least give it what? At least 2 hours, 3 days. Give
Yeah,
me 2 hours, 3 days.
yeah.
Can I get that?
Yeah,
No.
if your plan is to work, because I'm very marketable, if I
Okay.
find the right job, I would take it. But I'm not looking for a job. Like if it requires me to be somewhere at a certain time all
Mm,
the time or do this, like traffic is bad. So let's just
yeah.
say I have a job where I have to be to work at 8. I may have to leave
Mm.
my house about 7, which means I have to get up at about 6:30.
Oh
No,
God.
I don't
Oh
do
God.
that.
That is, and talk about
So
traffic. What about
no
gas?
work. I can get up
Mm.
at whenever I want, and honestly, but what I have been doing is I've been doing a lot going to the gym.
Okay.
And it's different when you going to the gym because you want to versus
So,
somebody's making you go.
so what you going to the gym and do? Let's talk about. Let's dig into that. 'Cause I know you like basketball, right?
Yeah,
I know LeBron is one of your favorite players. Okay. Um,
basketball is
are,
off the menu.
are you trying to do?
Hey, I told my brother that I said, listen, I got 3 basketball games left in my whole life. I'm trying to use them. Hey, yeah, I'm trying to use them
Hey,
very,
hey,
very,
hey, hey,
yeah.
hey, 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 hold up. LeBron around the same age. I'm just putting
Look,
it out there now, right?
he getting
Come
paid
on now.
millions of dollars. Listen, so what really I'm doing a lot of cardio. I'm doing
Okay.
some weightlifting, and I'm running as much as I can because I actually, it actually brings me some type of peace and some type of tranquility,
Okay.
frees my mind. So I go run. And then, again, I don't have to do it to do anything. Now it's how do I want to look? How do I want to feel? So, I mean, it makes it a lot easier when you're doing something for yourself. Yep.
And I keep telling people that, right? They don't think about the mental health. Like, 'cause you said a cool thing, right? So the next two things I heard you say, plan for something after retirement, right?
Right.
Because like you said, right now you at the position now that you made a good plan coming out the military so that now you got the choice to work or not. and that you want to spend time with your family, you can do stuff like that. And then you said the second thing you do, I said fishing or basketball. You said basketball off the table,
It's
right?
off the
And then
table, man.
hey, look, you got one good knee,
Yeah, a
one good
possible
knee,
good knee.
a possible.
It's like a jack of diamonds.
Oh, exactly.
It might
Hey,
go.
we playing stage, Rod.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I got it. So, but you say Jim
yeah.
give you peace, right?
Yes. Yep.
It's nothing wrong with it because, like, what I heard, and like it's just a rumor, right? Like you say, most time when people retire from the military, right, at least 2 to 3 years later, they done.
Yeah.
They unfortunately pass away, right? So,
Um.
and that's what we have to think about too, leaving the military. 'Cause like you said, you did 20 years of go, right?
Right. Yep.
And now you are slowing down a little bit. You're just not playing no basketball. As I'm gonna keep coming back to that basketball thing.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I get my picture with you, at least trying to dunk. Okay,
Yeah.
something. But I
Okay.
understand what you're saying. But you say, okay, now plan what you want to do and don't
Yep.
slow down and get something to get your mental health there. Because
Yeah.
I know people don't like to talk about mental health with men a lot. That's one our little stage.
Yeah.
I put quotation marks up because when you talk about mental health, people are like, oh God, no. But you need something to get you at peace, right?
Yeah,
Because like you said, you're at
and
home.
mentally, it is a transition that you have to make because
Mhm.
again, depending on how long you served and what level you're at, you may have been, a sergeant major, a high ranking one officer, a officer, and everybody thought everything that you said was this and that, and people snapped when you spoke.
Yeah. No,
When you
nobody thought
get
that when you
out,
spoke.
people are
Nobody.
gonna be like, "Who are you?" And I don't care. People are gonna be rude. People are gonna treat you just like another person. There's some people out there that'll be like, "Hey, this is a veteran or whatever." But the average person is like, "I don't care," because they're just not raised in that type of
Mhm.
environment. So mentally, a lot of things that I've done is I'm really taking time. I read more. I relax. I try to analyze things. But I try not to let things stress me out because if the military has taught me nothing is it's a million things to be stressed out for that
Oh,
ain't
yes.
nothing. And when you have an opportunity not to be stressed out, then
Mm.
a lot of times I'd be like, okay, Roger that. I mean, be like, okay, cool. There's a few things like, and I was just telling my wife this, like when I went to the ID card place, and me and this woman had a activating moment because I just felt like she didn't want to be there that day. Everything that I was trying to do just felt complicated, and I was just like, if she ain't come to work, she could have stayed home because she made me feel like I was inconveniencing her. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm sure that's not gonna be the case, but it was just one of those experiences. I was like,
Mhm.
now if I guarantee you, if I came in as CW4 Garrett, it would be different. But I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not. That's in the past.
That
It was
is in the
literally
past.
yesterday. I was CW4, then I was retired the next day. So I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I gotta realize that this woman is just here. She might just be trying to. This could be a hobby to her. She might not need this job. She might be about to quit after she take my picture.
Oh,
So I have to
you sure
realize
what
that
you
type of stuff.
hold up. You sure what the DMV that you went to?
No,
That sound
no.
like
The
that
my
sound
the
like
DMV
DMV.
was
Oh,
actually
that sound like
the
DMV you
DMV was
went to.
actually one of the easiest thing when I was trying to get my disabled veteran play. I mean, they asked
Bullshit.
for a lot of things that I didn't have
I'm
the
not
first
with you.
time, and I
Sorry.
was like, man. But then when I got everything, it was a very smooth transition. So
That's why actually wasn't the DMV you went to get your retired ID card to.
no,
That
no,
would
no.
sound like, cause when you go to the
Yeah,
DMV, they sit there and it take forever, like you inconvenience them to get a license. This is your
yeah,
job, so help me,
yeah.
please. So okay,
Nah, the
I
DMV
got
was a good experience for me. So the ID card not so good, but we got through it. But I'll tell you right. So what happened was, and this is a lesson learned. So once you get off of active duty, you have to decide what type of I would say most people go with TRICARE, right? So you have to tell them, hey, I want to be on TRICARE. So
okay.
let's just say you get out today is what April the 9th. You get out April the 10th, right? So on April the 8th, you can get your ID card. You can go in there. You can start talking. On April the 9th is your last day. April the 10th, all the systems are supposed to show, hey, this guy is a veteran. So I went and they was like, no, it's still showing that you active duty. So, and I'm like, come on, man.
So why you went
You know what I'm
so why
saying?
you went back to work? You should have went back to work.
No, because I got that straight quick. I went straight to the ID card place. I was like, hey, it's still showing I'm active duty. I can't do anything medically because it's showing that I'm active
Showing that.
duty, but I'm retired. So you have to go to TRICARE veteran or whatever they call it, TRICARE Prime veteran. And so it took a minute for them to do it. They had to call DEERS and do all that. But those simple things that if they don't get done,
It messed up the whole
you can't
process.
start the process, right? Because this system is tied to that system, this system is tied to that one. So until you get that, that form that says retire and then it shows in DEERS, then you're not retired. Now you can start doing those things, because I was trying to make an appointment and I'm like, I'm not active duty. I got a retire ID card. But they was able to fix it. It was like a 20-minute fix. The problem was I had an appointment that day that they had made knowing that I was gonna retire that Friday. So they said, okay, we'll make this appointment for you Monday. But if you come here and you're not on TRICARE Prime retire, you're not gonna be seen. So like my appointment at 10:30, I'm on the phone at 10:29. Like, hey, could y'all please update this? And I mean, I was late, but they still see me. But it's stuff like that on active duty you just don't have to worry about, because everything just flows for you. And then they'll make exceptions, but they wasn't making no exceptions for the veterans.
Yeah, because you're not in uniform no more. You see, I'm a somebody still.
Yeah, you are. You are.
No, I'm not. I'm a tired somebody. So, explain to you what DEERS is. So, for people that don't know military, what is DEERS?
So DEERS is just a system that shows it tracks your dependents. It tracks you. Really, that's all it is. It's just a system that tracks who you are and your dependents and stuff like that. Your kids, your spouses, and stuff like that, just so you can be linked to benefits. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because you're saying DEERS. We think like deers in the backyard. That's why I want to make sure we're not thinking about those. I know you're in Alabama now. I know you ain't seen a deer in a while. I got some deers in my yard, so I just want to make sure. Okay, so like I say, so you told us about the plan. You say you got out and did this right here. Like I say, you look good, brother. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. You look happy. I remember seeing you in the uniform. You just come to work sad every day, like you had your coffee ready to go. Okay, so
not every day, but it was some days.
Most days.
And speaking of that kind of leads me to like, why did I get out, right? Because when you get out the military, everybody wants to know, like, why did you get out? And I know the date, the time, and everything. And you probably know the day that decided that I was gonna get out, right? And it really starts like when it's no fun. So for me, like I said, I joined the Army when I was 23. My brother joined the Air Force when he was 17, so he retired at 37. Some of the people that when I first joined in, they were already at maybe 5 or 7 years. So they were getting out. So as time is going, everybody's getting out. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, man, I'm the last one of the group of like my peer group, of like my, of my brother. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't fun. And then that day came. That day came. And I said to myself,
that's another episode.
Yeah, when that day came, I said, yep, this is my wake up call that it's time for me to get out. And at that moment I knew, and everybody says, you'll know, like, and I thought that was just one of those things. I knew. I said, yeah, there's nothing that they can offer me that is going to change my mind about getting out.
I know. We try.
Yeah,
I know.
Money, it wasn't enough money or nothing that they could do. But I'll tell you, you will know. Because right now, like you probably still got another good 2 or 3 years in you, and that's good. But I guarantee you, that day when you wake up, you'll be like, today is the day, right? And I know that I'm going to do whatever. I may be trying to get to 24 years. I may be trying to get to October to whatever. But you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's the date. And it's nothing that y'all can do that can change my mind. So you will know.
But for right now, I'm a LeBron James and Aaron Rodgers right now.
Oh, yeah.
They out there still playing in the game. They old men in the sports. I'm trying to see if I still got a couple of swings in my back. So
yeah, you do.
But
I don't. But you
say,
do.
Hold. Let me fake my smile. I'm at the center of the universe right now. And they told me the Army is great.
Oh yeah.
Definitely told me to tell people the Army is great. And it's the best thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah.
Am my eyes straight? Am my am my eyes straight?
Yeah.
But no, that's good, man. Like I said, hey, you're down in Alabama. You got out. Like I say, you say first some good tips. Like I said, hey,
Yeah.
have a plan, right?
Got
You
to.
know when you go get out, right? So when you know. Like I said, don't try to go past when you know, because like you said, it wasn't fun no more, right? Like I
It
say,
wasn't.
right now, I'm still having fun. I agree with you 100%. When you're not
Yeah.
having fun no more, it's a done deal, right?
Yeah.
Because when I was leaving, I tell you, I want one more shot down at this regular army stuff. You crazy. And I try
Yeah.
to bring you with me. You said, nah, fuck you.
No. No.
You like, I'm
Nah.
done.
And you
And
know,
you like,
and I'll tell
eh,
you.
eh, eh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. So I'll tell you, right? So, I mean, but my last job was an instructor. And for me, that was the best way for me to get out because what
Mm-hmm.
I was doing was dumping all my knowledge into the next generation of warrant officers, leaders, or whatever. So after that, I was really like, what more do I have? Because if I go back out there to learn what? I have dumped everything that I
Look,
can.
You
I
when you
have no
said that, it
need.
reminded me of a Jay-Z song, "What More Can I Do?"
Hey,
What more
what
can
more
I
can I
say?
say?
Say,
That's it.
hey,
So listen, once I graduated that last class, they was walking across the stage, I was walking across the
walk up.
stage, they was getting their diplomas, I was packing my box, and I said, hey, I am done. I said, I
Oh,
am
man.
focused on retirement, I am focused on me. And I'm sorry if that isn't what you all was expecting out of me. I said, but I have made the decision and there's no turning back.
And from getting one of your students, Imma say you did somewhat of a good job. Because he's killing me right now. He
Yeah,
killing it, but he killing me.
that's
But
good. Yeah.
like I say, it's the environment. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's how the military. That's why I say, when you get out, like you say, it's a different pace, different
It
lifestyle.
is.
You're doing different things. And I see you wearing normal clothes. I ain't seen too many normal clothes for a while neither. That's another good thing. So let's
Yeah.
talk about his wardrobe,
Yeah.
okay? Because I know you're 2 days fresh out, but what kind of clothes you looking at these days, man?
I'll tell you, right? So, most people don't know. So since I would say the last 90 days, I've been on a fitness journey and I've lost 30 pounds in the last 90
Mm.
days. So a lot of it was just being healthier. So I mean, I had to buy a new wardrobe and, I've always liked to dress casual. I always like to wear suits and that's kind of the job that I wanted getting out, a job that was going to require me to wear a suit, but I decided that working wasn't for me. But it is challenging. A lot of days I just want to throw on some sweats because again, you have a uniform, you don't have to think
Yeah.
about it. And sometimes you put that uniform on at 4 o'clock in the morning and you take that uniform off at 10 o'clock at night. So you really don't have to think about it. And so for me, yeah, it's just I'm just really whatever my wife tells me looks good. So that's kind of
So
what I
so so
do.
so pretty much you wearing sweats all the time now.
Nah, nah, that's
That's what I heard. You
I
like,
do
like,
I
like,
do.
like, oh,
If I
I
gotta go
woke I
somewhere
woke up
quickly,
at
I'm throwing
4.
on
I
the
woke up
Nike
at 4
Great
o'clock to wear
sweatsuit.
sweats.
Yeah, but
I,
if I gotta
I,
go
I
somewhere, then I'll throw on a collared shirt and some jeans.
we're gonna I'm gonna call your wife after this. Make sure she make you put on regular people clothes. Okay, you ain't gonna be walking out of the house in sweats all the time. God damn it. We're
She
gonna
say the
fix that
same
problem.
thing. She's like, every time I see you in sweats, I'm like, I'm going to Walmart. I mean,
Oh man.
have you
So
seen
so
what
you know
people at
what?
Walmart have on? I'm
Yes,
like
I was about to
the
say that.
cream of
Yeah.
the crop right now. They got like
Hey,
underwear on the outside and toboggan. I
hey,
mean,
look
I
here.
don't know what these people wearing.
Hey, look here. You gonna be on Instagram? Watch. People at Walmart. You gonna see
Yeah,
yourself like people at Walmart. Like, okay, keep on. Gonna
yeah,
put you on Instagram. But yeah, like I said, hey man, you know what? Like I said, what else? What else I'm curious about? Like I say, so you said the medical, you got out,
yeah,
you're doing healthy stuff like this right here. You're going to think. So let. I recently heard, like I say, I know you don't promote this, but I'm gonna promote it for you because it's freaking awesome. I seen on your Facebook page that your son wrote a book.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
and,
Third
and,
one,
and, and
third book.
third, oh
Yeah,
shit, son, man, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. I said, hey, look, see, so that's what you talking about family thing, right? Because
yeah,
I think the biggest thing that I heard you say out of the whole conversation, everything you said, I did listen. Now I am gonna make a plan. I'm gonna take care of
yeah,
myself a year out. But the key thing you said was family. You say, hey,
yeah,
I have more time now to
Yeah.
hang out with my son. And I know your son the world to you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I was surprised he came in the room by now. But, you know,
I
get,
told
get,
them not to mess with me.
you told me, you put him on
So do not
timeout.
mess up my interview. Do not mess up our podcast.
You say put okay, so
Yeah.
so you I'll make sure he know it's not my fault, so he won't jump
Yeah.
on me next time because he's getting bigger now. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
getting bigger and I'm getting weaker. So I want to
Yeah.
make sure we make sure that don't happen. So like I said, you say spend time with your family, spend time with your wife, right? So how's that going so far? 'Cause I know you briefed on a little bit right now. Like
Yeah.
are they happy they got you around all the
Yeah.
time wearing sweatpants?
Sometimes they are, sometimes they be like, you ain't got nothing to do because, when you're always gone and you're always doing something and now you can be like, hey, clean up, do this. They be like, oh, you ain't got no friends to go to. You ain't got nothing to do. I'm like, nah, I'm retired, and my son was like, oh, like you're retired. I'm like, yes. So he enjoys it because we get to do a lot of stuff. And like I said, so as you talked about earlier, so we just finished the third book, and it was something that I started 3 years ago. So he wrote one for kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. And the reason I started it was I was like, I want to give my son something that we can look back at and say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
look, we did this together. Because there was times where we didn't have that time. And I wanted something special. I said, okay, I told him, I said, well, at least till you get to like the 5th grade, we're gonna do it. And I said, at that point, if you want to continue to do it, it's up to you. I'm not gonna force you to do it. But from kindergarten to 5th grade, you'll see, because what happens with the books that we do is however his hairstyle is, we make sure that that's how it looks. So we're kind of seeing him from his first book where he had a low fade now to where he has his lock. So he'll be able to see himself over the course of, I'll say 5 or 6 years of just how he looked growing up.
So now we can do the mohawk look. Just cut the sides off. And you can lock it up and go there. That could be the next look, right?
If that's what he want. I mean, he likes his
Mm.
hair. So I
Well,
keep telling him I'm gonna cut it. He was like, no, don't cut my hair. I'm like,
why you
okay.
gonna cut the guy hair? That's
I'm
messed up.
not.
Could you? Are you jealous? Are you
I
jealous?
am jealous because I used to have long hair and nobody believes that. So I have to show them every now and then, like I
No,
had
no,
long hair
no,
20
no,
years
no.
ago.
First of all, no one believes that. Okay, no, no. Ever since I knew you had short hair, you have
Yeah.
short hair since 2010. So,
Yeah.
matter of fact, you
You're
had
right.
no hair since 2010.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
Matter of
recently
fact, I
started cutting
went
my hair a little.
bald. I went bald in 2011. I
Yeah,
I went bald. I cut my hair off and it didn't come back. So I said, I guess this the new style.
it's a new style.
It's the new style.
well,
So
well. You like you say, you out. You can grow it back now.
yeah, it won't grow back. I can
You
grow
can
it back, but it
you
won't
can
grow back.
you can
Yeah.
massage it like you can do that
Yeah. I'm
massage
gonna get
thing.
me a man piece, a man
Uh
weave.
oh,
So for the next episode, you might see me with some long hair. Just don't say nothing. Just we're just gonna keep going.
we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah,
Just
we
roll
just
with
gonna
it.
keep going. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say something about it. I'm gonna like I'm gonna be in the street like,
Is that
dude,
you? Is that you,
what is
Nate?
like what?
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah.
hey, man, like I said, hey, thank you for taking the time, and talk to me about this topic right here. Cause like I said,
Yeah.
it's good. Like I said, you look good, brother. Like I said, you
Thank you.
finally got out. You look happy, and I want to make sure, let you know, since you hating on your son about his hair, I'm hating on you right now. Okay, I'm hating, but I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy that you get to get out. Like I say, from everything you said that we talked about for the last, I don't know, 40 something minutes now,
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
That's
family.
what it is.
That's the
Yeah,
biggest
family.
thing. The decision that's gonna keep you in or out of the military is gonna be family. Depending on if it's your immediate family, if it's your extended family. For me, it was, hey, I want to spend time with my son, my wife, and my daughters.
Mm,
And I'm like, this ain't it. Especially because
yep.
I knew with the job that I had, once I left the
Oh,
schoolhouse, I know they was about to send me somewhere. I
and they
don't know
hopping and popping
where.
right now.
Yeah,
They
and
hopping
I
and
and I
popping right now.
wasn't that wasn't for me. So this was the
And
best decision. It was perfect timing. I did my time, and then I'm enjoying my family, and I love it. And I get to do this. I always wanted to do a podcast like we kind of talk.
yeah, I
So
know.
we
Yeah,
living a dream, man. So I mean, I have no complaints.
a nightmare is a dream too. You know that, right?
Yeah, just not a good one.
It's a dream too.
Yeah,
So, but like I said, brother, I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer. Like I said, hey, thank you for taking the time out today. I know you're busy, sitting in your sweatpants all day. I want to make sure I take some of your time from you a little bit. So hopefully, like I said, we're gonna get you back on, and we're gonna make sense since you the star of the show. Like I said, if it mess up, it's your fault. Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
because
we
hey, you a retired guy.
co-stars. If
Hey,
I'm the
hey,
sun, you the moon.
oh no, 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 no. Hey, you're Sanford, and I'm Son. That's what it's gonna be about, okay? So,
Yeah.
but like, hey, like I say, very, very happy for you, man. Like I
Thank you,
say, you look
man.
good. Like I say, make sure you keep taking care of your family. 'Cause like
Oh
I say,
yeah.
the whole conversation I heard, family, family, family. Like I say,
Yeah.
so I'll make sure I have a plan, and I'll make sure I get my family. So those are two key things I'm gonna make sure I take care of when I
Yeah.
get out, and do some goddamn research.
Yes.
Like I say, I'm not going to Florida. Can't do it, partner.
Hey.
And Alabama got too many bugs. You remember that
Yeah.
commercial when you see that guy, that newsstand? I hate these goddamn bugs. I don't want to be like that when we're doing
Yeah.
a podcast one day. You're like, hey, what the hell wrong with you? These goddamn bugs killing
Yeah.
me. So I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to do the bugs, man. What else you got for the group, man? Before we leave out,
Um, again, and I'll tell you, this episode was really about like the transition process, and regardless if it's from the army or any job or career that you're going to transition from, it's gonna be hard. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, there's gonna be things that you didn't think about. There's gonna be financial things that change. Maybe you're making less money. For most people, they're probably gonna make less money. But those are the things that you have to prepare yourself for, and then make sure that your family is a part of those conversations and a part of those decisions. And if you do that, everything is gonna it's all gonna pan out, it's all gonna level out, it's all gonna make sense. But enjoy and live life to the max, because we don't know how much longer we're gonna have after retirement. So, all I'm
that's
saying
very
is
true.
just enjoy, enjoy life.
Oh, I'm enjoy
Is that
life
the
every
end of the
day.
show?
I'm Jeff, baby. I'm Jeff, baby. We're
You
gonna
are,
enjoy life every day.
yeah,
Every
that's it.
fucking day. Every day.
That's good.
So I think that's pretty much wrapped up, brother. You probably said no. I can't follow that. Shit. Um. Good night, folks, or good
All
day,
right.
or
All right.
whatever.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, brother.
If you enjoyed the conversation, don't just listen, be part of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. We're dropping real conversations every week, so tap in, stay connected, and don't miss what's next. Until next time, keep it real.